Alright, this is the Slack integration tutorial for our feedback and bug report system in Unity. So we'll use our system to send the user reports and error messages directly to Slack. You see I've already created a Slack workspace here. We have a channel where we can post this into. And here on our website you see the documentation for this, where you can read up on everything that I'm going to talk about here as well. In Unity, when you take a look at our component here, you'll see that there are two ways to go for the Slack integration. You can either use the webhook or you can use an authentication token. Now the main difference is that the webhook is a lot easier to set up, but cannot currently post screenshots. So if you only need text, the webhook would be the way to go, because it's set up in a few clicks. If you need to see the screenshots in Slack as well, you'll use the authentication token. Okay, so first let's look at the webhook setup. Here on our documentation, you'll see the webhook settings link, which will bring you right to Slack and the webhook settings, where you can also create a webhook. Make sure that you're on the correct workspace here. I'm already on the off the beaten track workspace. Once you have that, you can just select a channel. I'll use the Allgemein channel, which is German for the general channel, and then hit the green button to create this webhook. Now on this page here, you can customize the webhook a little. I'm just going to leave it at the defaults, and here we'll have the webhook URL, which I'm going to copy. I'm also going to save all these settings, and then in Unity I hit use webhook and paste the webhook URL here. And that's it. We're done. I can hit create test report and we'll see the notification success sending a report via Slack. And if I open Slack here, we'll see the report has been sent successfully. Cool. All right. Next up is the authentication token. You see the webhook doesn't have a screenshot attached. So let's take a look at how we can set this up. If I go to the settings here, you'll see we need an authentication token and a channel ID. The channel ID is a simpler one, so let's start with this. In Slack, you can right click on the channel, hit the channel details button here, and then down here you'll see the channel ID, which you can also copy with a button click and then paste it into Unity. That's it. Now we'll use the Slack website to create the authentication token. Easiest would be to go back to our documentation and use this link to go to your app settings, but you can also navigate here via the Slack website on the api.slack.com/apps page. See, I've already created a few of these to test it, but for now let's hit the create a new app button. You can go from scratch. There's nothing fancy that we're doing here, so from scratch is the way to go. You can give it an app name. I just call it test report poster, and I'll also select a workspace here. I'm going to use the off the beaten track workspace. You use whatever you want. We'll hit create app. Now we've created an app for Slack, which we can program stuff for, but we can also just use very simple basic functionalities to post to our workspace. First, we'll need to tell Slack what our app is allowed to do. We can do this in the OAuth and permissions section, and then scroll down a little to the scopes section. Now here we'll set up what our API is allowed to do. This is good for security, that somebody who gets the API token can just do anything, but maybe just post to some channels, and that's it. So for our integration to work, we need 3 scopes here. One is the chat write permission, which allows the app to write messages, so we want that. Also we want the files write permission, which allows us to upload the screenshots, and also we need the channels join permission because we want to join the channel where we want to post to. Could also go via the chat write.public permission, but I feel like joining channels is a bit more secure. Once we've set up this here, you can scroll up and hit the install to workspace button. Now this will install the app to our workspace. In theory, you could also install this app to a number of workspaces, but probably you'll only do this for your one workspace. Hit allow here, which is the green button, and then you'll see the OAuth token right here, and then we'll copy it with the copy button here, and then we can paste that to Unity. And that's it. That's what we need to do to set up the Slack integration. Now, one small note, once we hit the create test report button here, you'll see that we get a notification that the apps joined the channel. So in the background, our system joined the channel in Slack to be allowed to post to it, and then it sent a report to the Slack channel. And then when I open Slack back up, we'll see this user comment and the test report with the image. So now everything is working and everything is set up.